Alright, I am going to apologize for the lateness of this video. I tried working on it right after school and was foiled in many ways on many attempts. So I am finally getting around to this. Hopefully you'll have a chance to look at it before class time tomorrow. This is mostly for 8th period since they did not get the conversation yesterday. That 5th and 6th period got, but it can also, go for anybody who happened to not be in class or who wasn't paying attention. We're going to go ahead and talk about the test review. There are 2 ways to look at a test review. The first concept could be that you have this huge chunk of information and you apply some of that knowledge to the test, in which case it would make a lot of sense if I were to allow you to use your notes. However, the second type of test review, which is what we'll be doing, is where I specifically tell you what is going on the test, ask you to prepare only those components, in which case you won't be needing your notes. So please don't ask me if you can use the notes on your test, because the answer is no. The test is obviously going to be about Star Wars, but I don't want to just give you the examples and the answers to the questions that I'm about to give you. I don't want you just to regurgitate information onto the test. I don't need you to tell me what I know, because guess what? I know what I know. I need to know what you know. In order for you to do that, I have to have this be completely open and on you. There is, of course, the downside that if I give you all of these questions, you'll have the opportunity to collaborate. I can't stop you from doing that. But let me emphasize that when it comes time for the test, it'll just be you. No cell phone, no buddy system. The answers will all be on you. The knowledge will all be on you. So please just make some smart choices about really studying for and preparing for this assessment. Okay, so there are 7 major themes involved in any hero's journey. So that could, for example, in our story, be Luke and his journey that he goes on, but it also could apply to any hero who goes on a journey in any story. So, for our purposes, I'm going to go ahead and use the example of Harry Potter. I appreciate that for some of you, Harry Potter is as foreign as Star Wars is, but I'm hoping that most of you will have enough background knowledge on Harry Potter to grasp the examples I'm going to give you. All right. The first theme is love and loyalty. Earlier today I had a really great example of this given to me from the perspective of Dobby, the house elf. Dobby the house elf is required to be loyal to and to serve the Malfoys, who happen to be one of the, the bad families. And he hates it. He doesn't like working for them. But once Harry Potter sets him free, Dobby is loyal to Harry Potter by choice, not by force. That would be a great example of the theme of love and loyalty. The second theme is mysterious origins. Again, earlier today I got the example of Voldemort. His origins were mysterious. He himself did not know who his parents were, and the audience, those people reading the book, do not get that information until the 7th book of the series. So, the 6th book of the series. So, the other thing I really like about both of those examples is that they don't involve the main character, Harry, in the same way that your examples do not all need to include the main character of Star Wars, Luke, in this case. So, just be aware of that. You can use any character that you've been introduced to. The third theme is magical aid or talisman. There are lots of examples in Harry Potter for this, as the entire world he lives in is magical. But the wand that he receives at the age of 11 and the invisibility cloak that he receives that same year, those would both be excellent examples of magical aid or talisman. He uses them both to get him out of lots of serious scrapes. The fourth theme is coming of age. If you recall, we talked about that theme when we did Something Wicked This Way Comes. And Jim Nightshade wants to be able to get on the merry-go-round that will take him forward and age him. So that same theme, that idea of growing up and moving on, is present also in, both Star Wars, obviously, which is what you need to be thinking about, but Harry Potter as well. When he is allowed to go to school finally at the age of 11, That's one component of the coming of age story. But then so too is the moment in book 7 when he turns 17 and he's finally considered a full wizard. The fifth theme is sins of the father. This is a theme that's common not necessarily just in literature, but in religion, in politics. Sins of the father means that the son is responsible for paying back some reparation for something that the father has done. A good example in Harry Potter would be the fact that Harry's father constantly picks on Snape when they are at school together. As a result, Snape hates Harry's father. But since Harry's father dies, Snape uses all of that hatred to make Harry's life miserable. Hates Harry even before he meets him. The sixth theme is myths of the hero's destiny. So for this example, Harry Potter is considered the chosen one by everybody. But what you don't know, again not until later in the series, is that actually Voldemort, by choosing Harry to be the one that he would try to kill, actually made Harry his own nemesis. It could have been another student, another young child born on that same time period that could have been the chosen one. But because Voldemort tried to kill Harry, he set him up as his nemesis. And then lastly, the last theme is nature over technology. A fact you may not know about the Harry Potter series is that it actually takes place, Harry Potter is born in 1980, which means that the series mostly takes place in the early 90s. The reason for this, and what I think is absolutely phenomenal, is that allows her to pretty much negate computers, the internet, and cell phones, none of which were really very prevalent in the early 90s. So that allowed her to take a step away from the heavy emphasis we have on technology. And more emphasis then on nature. So for example, there are a lot of magical creatures in the story. Grop the giant, the centaurs, the unicorns, the mer people in the lake. There are lots of magical creatures, and that definitely creates an emphasis on nature over technology. All right, the second component of the test, those are the 7 themes. You need to be able to provide me an example from the story of Star Wars that illustrates each of those themes. The second component of the test then is a story map. I'm not going to explain how to do the story map or what the story map looks like because this is like the 5th time we've done it. We did it with Ghost Rider. We did it earlier than that with the short stories that you wrote over Christmas break as well. And we did it before that with the short stories that you read in class. So you've had plenty of opportunity to become comfortable with the plot points and how they fit together on the plot chart. So that will be the second component of the test that you'll be taking. All right, now if at this point, after you've listened to me talk for 8.5 minutes, you still have questions, please let me know tomorrow in school or send me a text message or an email so that I can answer your questions as soon as you can get them to me. Thank you.